speak now to Egemen Bagis. She is the Turkish ambassador to the Czech Republic and former minister for EU affairs for Turkey. Thanks so much for being with us. Okay, so what more can you tell us about the delineation here? I mean, is this fence actually encroaching on Turkish territory, or does it accurately mark the border so that, you know, Greece wouldn't have to consult Ankara if it doesn't want to?
Well, Greece is free to build a wall wherever they want, except for the border with Turkey, because every action creates a reaction. And if they don't mind the reaction, yes, they can try. But if they want a really feasible wall, if they want extra fencing to really protect the border, be done through consultations, and both sides should agree on it together. So it should serve both sides. This could be a win-win. This could be a potential for further cooperation between two NATO allies. It doesn't have to be another reason for division. It doesn't have to be another reason for breaking apart. But if Prime Minister Mitsotakis insists on acting unilaterally, then he has to bear the consequences of the reaction of the unilateral attitude.
Okay, so
it's an easier way.
Without that dialogue or consultation, what reaction should Greece expect?
Well, let them use their imagination for now. I think my capital, Ankara, already has a B plan, a C plan, even a D plan prepared for that. But the simplest way is the A plan, where two sides, two neighbors, two allies get together and first diagnose the problem and then come up with the best solution to solve that problem. And we have always been very cooperative with our neighbors as long as they are willing to cooperate with us. This is a common issue. Nobody wants the border to become a source of crisis. Quite the contrary. It's a common issue. As you know, after the failed coup attempt in Turkey, some people used that border to escape to Greece, and unfortunately they have found a safe haven. We know that illegal migration has used that border. We know that drug traffickers could use that border. So protecting the border is in the interest of both sides. But both sides should cooperate, should consult, and talk to each other.
Okay.
If one side tries to do it unilaterally, then the other side will have to do unilateral things as well. I think what happened in the Mediterranean with Cyprus should have taught them a lesson. If they act unilaterally, then we act unilaterally as well, because international legal rights give us that responsibility. We have to protect the interests of the Turkish people and the Turkish nation, which we will do as we have in the past.
Right. You're describing an escalation here if there is not an engagement in dialogue, but still, what does your gut instinct tell you? Do you expect talks going forward? Will Greece sit down at the table?
Well, I believe the Greeks will always do the right thing after exploiting all the other options, as Turkey said a long time ago about some other country. And I believe in the long run, it's in the interest of both sides to really have a constructive dialogue. And in the past, we had meetings where 15 ministers on each side came together with the prime ministers, and we had very extensive talks. There were days when we signed 59 bilateral agreements together. So it is possible. It has been tried in the past. It is doable. We're willing to do it again.
Okay, what about, though, what is in the interest of the thousands of migrants and refugees? Where does all of this leave them?
Well, the constructive dialogue should also include their rights as well, because these are human beings. They have needs, they have expectations, and I think the European Union should also be part of that dialogue. Most of the people at the border have come from Syria, and they would rather go back home to Damascus if they could. In order to achieve that, I think Turkey, Greece, and other international global forces have to cooperate together to bring democracy to Syria and stop the atrocities done by a bloody dictator. So that is why we need to cooperate. That's why we need to help each other, or else Turkey cannot solve this problem on her own. Neither can Greece or even EU. We all have to work together. This is not one country's problem. This is a global problem, and it requires global cooperation for a solution to the problem.
Egemen Bagis. We'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank
We
you for
appreciate
having
it,
me.
as always.
Best wishes for the holiday.
İyi bayramlar.